Hey guys, what is up? Big Red Reviews here, back again with another video. This is my third time trying to record this video. I haven't done it in so long, but welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking with me, my true fans. And I just want to say quickly to all my viewers, mainly my friends who watch my videos, which is the majority of my viewers, just thank you. Even if you're my best friend, people I don't talk to as much every day, or anything. Like, I've had people snap me, or if I go to a party, they'll literally, and it sounds dumb and it sounds unbelievable, they will come up to me asking me, if I'm making another video or they actually like my videos. And that does mean a lot, because I just love talking about things I'm passionate about, and most of the time, even if no one's hearing it, it's still nice to just let me talk about it and think people are listening. But it is good when I hear people comment on my videos and say they love it. So thank you guys so much. You know who you are. And yes, that is me on a t-shirt. Shout out my friend John. He made this for me. Here's a picture right here. Went to MegaCon about a month ago with some friends, and we all wore this shirt. Like I said, my friends are really important to me, and they support me every step of the way. So as you know, I haven't made a movie review in about almost a year. Anything about movies. My last two videos one was a Twitch comp, where if you want to watch my stream, it's down below. Link will be in the description. I just stream with my friends and get some funny moments and stuff. And then my other video was a tier list video about fast food. And yeah, that was funny to me. I know it's so different than movies, but I had a great time recording it, editing it, watching it again, and I want to do more of that stuff. Anyways, let's get to why we are here. And that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. What a phenomenal movie. I'm going to try to stay spoiler free for the beginning, and then I'll let you know when I'm going to get into spoilers, so you can click away, or if you don't care, you can just watch it and be a rebel. This is a movie that, when I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be one of those movies that, get really good reviews, but not a lot of people talk about. Like, when you watch the Oscars and they're like, oh, best film, whatever. And you're just like, I never even fucking heard of that movie. So I thought it was gonna be one of those, but man, I think TikTok really helped, unironically, like non-cringy way. TikTok did help. I kept seeing people talk about this movie, and I would see some quotes from the movie that just really resonated with me, and I was just like, damn, everyone's talking about this movie. And then I saw that the VFX was done by 5 people, and when I see a movie like this done by a small group, I really just like to support them. Because, I know how, I haven't really made a film myself, but I know a lot of people who make short films and all this stuff. I just know how hard it is and how it can be taxing on the mental, doing something and you think no one's going to see it. I did, I've done YouTube since I was 12, and that's nowhere near making a movie, but, I know what it means, like, when I upload a video and get barely any views, and then I just keep going. Even though in the back of my head, there's something in the back of my head's telling me not to because no one's going to watch it, I still like to do it, and that's the passion of it, right? So me and my friends went to go see this movie. I was actually shocked people wanted to go, because usually if it's like a smaller movie, people don't really want to go to a theater. They'd rather, because it did come out on, I think, HBO Max or something like that. But I was like, I need to see this in the theater, go support them. And I like going to the theater. We went a year without it, but as you can see, I added some tickets. Right there's Everything Everywhere All at Once. Man, this movie, let's just talk. There's nothing really bad. It sounds like cringy, because no movie's perfect, but when I think about it, when I walked out of this theater, there was nothing that stood out to me that I was like, damn, that was weird, or damn, that sucked. There is some weird things in this movie, but for the good. Now, people like my aunt, who's older, they didn't like it that much, and I can kind of understand where they're coming from. But then again, movies like this weren't really made until recently, and people actually like them, and but I can understand how some people wouldn't like it, but overall, the majority of people I talked to, besides one or two, did like it. And this movie just draws you in right from the beginning. The editing makes this movie. I always love the quote, and I think it got famous from Star Wars, because Star Wars was saved in the edit. And you make a movie 3 times. It's writing, filming, and editing is the most important part. Some say, because that's where you save the movie. Star Wars, look it up. I'm not going to explain it in this video. Star Wars would have been such a shit movie if it wasn't for George Lucas's wife re-editing it and making it a totally different movie, pulling scenes from almost the end, putting them in the middle, all this stuff. It's really intriguing stuff to me about how close we were to a failure of Star Wars. But yes, this movie, right away, the acting, the chemistry between the 2 leads. If you don't know, Michelle Yeoh plays Evelyn, which is the main woman. She has a daughter, and she has a husband. The husband's played by Ki Hugh Kwan. I think I butchered that. I'm really reading it. If you don't know him, he His last acting role was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. He was a kid. He played Okie dokie Dr. Jones. I forgot his name, but I mean, that blew me away. It has Jamie Lee Curtis, James Hong, a really, really good cast, and their chemistry works so well together. If you don't know, this is a multiverse movie, and it does it better than Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse. And I will say that Doctor Strange kind of disappointed me a little bit, like I've said before, but it's not a bad movie. But this movie just explores it really well. So the concept is they own a laundromat, and she's just not happy. Right, like she's kind of happy, but like her husband will do, goofy things and and he's genuinely a good person, and he loves his wife, and she's just doing all this. Her daughter and her have a conflicted relationship, and this movie's really good for people. So my friend Billy, they're really faithful to their beliefs and all that, and I talk to Billy sometimes about how because he grew up in America, his parents grew up in China, and Billy, if you're watching this, I love you, brother. But I did think of him when I saw this movie because he talks about sometimes how him growing up in America is just so different because his parents grew up in China and they have just a set way of believing things. And this movie beautifully explores that. And I feel like people who are in that situation will even adore this movie more than I do because I don't know how that is. But it's just a daughter and a mom at the end of the day. If you're a daughter or even like me, a son. Hi, Editor Joey here. Joey, in the video, you're a dumbass because everyone is a son or daughter. This man really said, if you're a son or daughter. Hit me. Go watch this movie. It explores a mother and daughter connection, and it's very beautifully done. Beautifully done. There we go. Sorry, it's been a while, guys. I'm getting back into the groove of things up here. And this movie's basically about they own a laundromat, and they go to get a loan from the bank, and Jamie Lee Curtis plays the tax girl. I don't even know their name. I swear to God, 90% of it takes place in this tax firm. And I remember halfway through the movie, I'm like, they're going to stay in this place the whole time, watch. And they do, and it's great. The comedy in this movie sticks more than most movies I've seen in the past couple years. It's just so outlandish, and I know it's something that you would think of in your head or write down that's this joke is so out there that you don't think anyone would like it. And then you just start damn, that shit's funny as fuck. Me and my friends were literally dying. And it wasn't the ha-ha, in some Marvel movies, but it was going this, dying. Moving and dying. The whole theater was dying. And the theater was packed. It was so good to see. I really wanted to support these people who made this movie. And it is an A24 movie. So when you go into an A24 movie, you don't know. They made Men. They made the Sheep movie where the sheep fucking walk around. I don't know. I didn't see that movie. I just saw the trailer and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? But they make outlandish movies. So when you go there, you know what to expect. And this movie delivers on the outlandish, but it also delivers on the normal. And it makes outlandish things normal and normal things outlandish, if it makes sense. And that's what this movie's about. Like I said, the chemistry, the comedy, the editing in this movie is very well done. Any scene where she's going between multiverses, or you're seeing other versions of herself and she's going into them, beautifully done and beautifully transitions. The acts, it's split up. It's kind of like how in a Tarantino movie where he'll flat out just have on screen part 4. It's literally part 1 is everything, part 2 is everywhere, and part 3 is all at once. And I just really like that. I really like when movies don't do the normal, don't make them, make them forget they're in a movie and they just do flat out part 1 like in the olden days. I like that. But the action in this movie too. I mean, my big critique, I don't think I've ever said it on YouTube, I've said it in group settings, is my big critique in Marvel movies and even Star Wars movies, especially the TV shows, not Mandalorian as much, but Book of Boba Fett, is there's so many cuts that you almost don't know what's going on. In Book of Boba Fett, it took 15 cuts for Boba Fett to do this and knock Cad Bane off his feet. 15. I understand the guy who plays him is older, but come on, 15. So I like when you have fluent camera work. That's why Shang-Chi was so good, because the camera work, and I think I've talked about that on here before. I don't know. Give me a break. I forgot what I've made videos on, but yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into spoilers, guys. I'm just gonna go into spoilers. So if you don't want to watch, I understand. Come back when you watched it, or if you don't care that much, go ahead. But so basically, the husband, she gets pulled into this janitor's closet, and the husband from another multiverse is basically saying, hey, there's this enemy that is going through multiverses, and it's really kind of confusing. I haven't seen it in a little bit either, but it's she's basically going through all these multiverses and trying to, erase all of them or something like that. And she gets this headset on, and basically, in order to activate, so you can find any timeline where you want to be anything. If you want to look for a version of you that's a martial arts artist, you can find that, or an actor, and you have to do a certain thing. So her husband puts the thing on, and he's basically, in order to become a ninja, he has to paper cut, like slice paper through here, all 4 of these. And it was like, I was like, oh, but then it activates it. And like one of them, I think she takes a piece of gum out from under a table and eats it. Just outlandish shit. And basically, he's like, you're the one who has to save it because you don't really have anything going on in this life and all these other things and all that stuff. So you find out the villain is the daughter, and it stems from the daughter just being neglected by the mother. The main message that a lot of people talk about and that I saw was like, just being there for people. No matter what's going on, at the end of the day, it's going to sound like that, like, fuck the world order, bro. Like, we're on this rock. But it truly is, it's like Soul's message. And it's just talking about be there for people. You go through shit, be there for people regardless. I have some stuff with, some certain family members, and they haven't talked to us in years, and I just want to almost say to them, people like that and anyone that I've ever had fights with and don't talk to, I'm just like, at the end of the day, I still love you, and I just want to be the type of person where, you work it out and you're there for people, because you never know what's going to happen the next day. And this movie beautifully explores that. I mean, it shows a mother who's so focused on the laundry and staying true to her dad and their beliefs and all that she's pushing her daughter away, and the daughter is lesbian, and she wants to introduce her girlfriend to the dad, and that's the whole, like, in the beginning, and the mom can't do it. She just says friend, and that pushes the daughter away. She has the husband, his name's Wayman can't say that, who just does these goofy things, really loves his wife, and she kind of takes advantage of that. Not takes advantage of it so much as doesn't like it or doesn't appreciate him. And this movie, basically, I'm not going to talk about everything, but the scenes that really did stick out to me was she went to another life where they didn't work out for each other, and she went off, so they broke up, and they never actually got together. They weren't allowed to get together, and she went off to be a successful movie star. He went off to be a successful banker, and they basically, towards the end of the movie, have this talk in this reality. Now you have to remember, she's in her own reality, but her mind, you can take over the mind of one of the people from the other reality. So you can be like 2 of them at once or something like that. Everything everywhere all at once. And they basically have this beautiful convo in the parking lot, or in an alleyway, and they're like, could we have worked out? And she's like, yeah, maybe. And they have this beautiful convo, and he just says, and she's basically being kind of rude to him a little bit, and he says, even though you've hurt me again, in some life, I would love to sit down and do taxes and run a laundry firm with you. And that almost makes me tear up when I say it. And that's the quote that I read that made me get into this film. I had no context of who was saying it, why it was being said, or who it was going towards. I was just like, I have to see this quote, because once I hear it on the screen, I'm gonna cry. And I did cry. And it's just one of those things where he says that, and I don't know. I have a soft spot for movies that make you think of the small things in life, and that was such a beautiful way of him saying, taxes and laundry, yeah, they're boring as hell, but if it meant I could be with the love of my life in another multiverse, then I would definitely do those 2 things. And just the way she looks at her husband at the end of the movie, I was crying, and then I was just laughing right away. They have this really funny riff on Ratatouille. It's called Raccoon-a-Tootie or something like that. It's a raccoon. And it is the funniest shit I've seen in a movie in maybe, I swear to God, 5-10 years. I was crying laughing. And even the emotional scenes, towards the end, the daughter is basically going to kill herself and everyone in the universe. And she learns to, the mother learns to not fight, but, fight with love. So, she can make anything appear. So instead of, making a gun, she makes, flowers and throws it at someone to knock them down. And it's just really a wacky movie. One of my favorite scenes, I have 3. One is the one I just mentioned where the husband and her talk in the alleyway, and he says that line. The other one is, there's I swear it's 40 seconds long or something. It's going through all these different things, and most of them you haven't even seen in the movie. It's her animated, and it's showing really fast-paced clips of all of her lives as they just all conjoin into one. And I get chill just thinking about it. I remember everyone in the theater just shut up, and my mouth was just on the floor, holy shit, It's what Doctor Strange should have been, right? And my third favorite one is there's a scene where the daughter, the evil version of the daughter, is showing her all these multiverses, and something happens and they become rocks. And it sounds dumb and it is funny, but it's basically they're in a universe where life never was able to exist. Like the components never were on the same place at the same time, so they couldn't exist. So they're just two rocks talking to each other, and they have googly eyes on them, and there's no music. There's just like ambient sounds, and it's just text on the screen, and you have to read it. Like so, the mom's text will be here, the daughter's text will be here, and they're having a beautiful convo about, yeah, just it's quiet, but it's great, and they just talk. And it's just two rocks talking. It's the dumbest shit ever when I explain it, but that scene was like, that's such a great way of doing something unique in a film, even if it's like a cliche message about being there for people. It's such like a unique way, funny way, and just something you've never seen before, and that's what film's all about. And that's what really intrigued me about this movie. And just seeing the mother and the daughter just argue and bicker and just trying to figure each other out, and at the end where they talk in the parking lot and cry. I cried again because me and my mom don't have like a hard relationship like that, but I know people who do with their parents, especially some of my friends who are girls and their mom. They always some of them fight, and I told them to see this movie, and it's very therapeutic for some people, just like how Onward from Pixar was about a brother and son, and I know a brother, like two brothers, sorry. And I know some of my friends got affected by that movie. I suggest people who have either mother issues or are close to their mom, even if you have a perfect relationship with them, go see this because it'll make you value her so much. I cried because I just thought about her. Like, me and my mom are really close. For those of you who don't know, and like I said, most of you are my friends, so you do know, it's just me and her. My dad passed away when I was 6, so it's just been me and her since 2006. So she's my best friend and all that, and it just makes you just really realize how much mothers sacrifice, and sometimes even if they don't show it, and how much, even if they don't understand you, they deep down want to learn. Now, some mothers don't, and I understand that, but this movie will make you look at your mother a different way, because you always forget that, yeah, she's your mother, but at the end of the day, she's a random human on this planet. She just so happened to have you, and it blew my mind. I love this movie, guys. I just wanted to list my favorite scenes and stuff because, I had to talk about it. I've waited a month. Please go see this movie. Please buy it on Blu-ray. Just support them either way. I'm honestly going to give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly. And I would love to say a 10, and I probably would give it a 10, but I just feel like no movie's perfect. You could find little things here and there. Maybe sometimes it dragged a little bit. That's the only thing I can maybe think of. Maybe like 5 minutes it dragged on, but 9.5, 10. If you want to say 10, it's a fucking 10. I would say 10, but I don't know. 9.5 is my final score. Please go watch it. Support them. If you've seen it, comment below. If you come back after seeing it, comment below. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. This is just one of those movies where I really want to ask people to go see it, because usually Marvel movies people go see, and this is one of those movies that I just really think everyone should see. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, it's been Big Reviewer, aka Joey. Love you guys. Peace out.